quickly we have to look at this problem, how to find the center and the radius of the circle, okay? Because we know the equation of a circle can be given in this form. For example, can be x squared plus y squared. I can say cx dy plus f, okay, equal to 0. Meaning that if you have equation, for example, this one, okay, let's say this one equal to 1, for example. If you expand it, this will be x squared, 4x plus 4 y squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 1 equal to 0. So x squared plus y squared, and here we have a y, so we have a 4x plus 6y plus 8. So this is the equation of a circle like this, okay? So now when they give you this circle in this form, to find the radius, and you have to transform it in this form, okay? Where you have this form, where will be x minus a all squared plus y minus b all squared and the r squared. Okay, so now we have to try to know how to solve this kind of a problem, but I will show you a method. You need to know what is called completing square. So once you know completing square, it's a lower grade completing square, okay? So once you know a completing square, you will you'd solve this question. So completing square, completing square. It's a revision, okay? Revision of a completing square. So what is the completing square? You remember, if we have a quadratic equation, we have something like this, plus b equal to 0. So this is, we can write, this is what we call a quadratic equation. So this equation can be incomplete if it's like this. So equal to 0. So what is missing here? B is not there, okay? So the method that I will show you is how to complete like a b, completing square. What was here? Completing square means what was missing here, okay? So how do you complete a square? It's very simple. You are going to use this value, all right? So you have like x, then we have here 2a, we'll divide by 2, all right? 2a will be by 2. Okay, let me do this. So let me remove it 2. All right, very good. So what will happen here will be x, you divide a by 2 all squared, then you minus a over 2 all squared, okay? Then equal to what? 0. So you take the value that is here, you divide it by 2, then you say x because here it's plus, let's put plus, x plus a, this is the a, divided by 2, then all squared minus a over 2. You take the same value here, you squared it, because when you develop, you expand, this will be x will be squared, then a 2x a over 2. So there will be 2 times a over 2 times x, and then we have a squared over 2 squared, which is 4. So when you minus this, will be minus a will be squared over 4 equal to 0. So you cancel this, alright? And now 2 divided by 2 is gone. Therefore, you have what? You have x squared plus ax. Okay, so this is what we complete. So to complete this one, you go this way. Okay, like here. Okay, because I was completing this one, sorry, let me put here what? Plus b equal to 0. So here we have a plus b equal to 0. Remember, plus b equal to 0. So there is it. Okay, let me go. Let me do an example. I give you 2 example. Let me remove this so you see my example right now. You see my example. Okay. For example, we have x squared minus 6x. So they want to know what was missing here. Okay, what complete the square here, what is missing there? So remember what I told you. You say the a will be 2a will be this value minus 6. Okay, so a will be minus 3. Alright, so because there is minus there, you have x minus 3 all squared. Then you take a, you minus here, you put minus 3 all squared. Why we minus? Because when we develop it is at the end will be plus 9, so we cancel here. Therefore we have x minus 3 all squared minus 9 equal to 0. So the number that was missing here is 9. 9. So this is a completing square. Okay. For example, if I have this, for example, I have some kind of this, for example. Now I want us to do this. What is going to happen here in this completing square equal to 0? So we divide here by 2. Divide here by 2. We have, okay, sorry. We divide this by 2. We have a 2 all what? Squared. Then we minus what? 2 all squared. So if you have a 2 here, you also minus by 2. So we have x squared. We have x minus 2 all squared minus 4. This is what we call completing square. Okay. Now, if you know this, now you can go to the example. Example how to change to determine the circle, the center and the radius of a circle. Very simple and a beautiful question. Okay, there we go. There we go. We have, for example, we have to determine the x, the center, and the radius of this equation. All right. Now, how we determine the radius here? So here we say radius and the center. We have to determine the radius and what? Center. All right. So what we do here is very simple. You group the x here. Now let's take this one, okay? We have to compute square of this, and then we're gonna compute the square of this. For now, don't look at here, okay? We say x minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2 all squared. Then we take minus, and then we take the 2 squared, okay? Then here we go, y, we divide 6 by 2 is 3 all squared. Then we say minus, we take the 3 all squared, and here will be minus, okay? Then we have a minus 1 equal to 0. Therefore we have x minus 2 all squared plus y plus 3 all squared. So if you say minus 2 squared will be 4, minus 3 squared will be 9, and then minus 1. So we have a minus 4 minus 9. So here will be minus 14. Okay, here will be 10. So therefore you transpose this here, okay? Now the center will be, because here you arrange it in this form. Now we have this form, x minus a squared y minus b squared equal to r squared. So what is your a will be 2. What is your b? As we have a minus b and here plus, so 3 will be negative, b will be positive, 3 will be negative, and the r squared will be 14. So r will be square root of 14. Okay, you squared both sides. So our center will be 2, this coordinate 2 and minus 3, and that is the radius. Okay, so let's go move to next example. Next example. Our next example will be x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 4y plus 1 equal to 0. So the first thing what you do, you group x squared plus 2x. Then you have a y squared minus 4y plus 1 equal to 0. So look at this 2 complete square of this. Alright, we have x, we divide 2 by 2, it will be 1 all squared, and then you take minus, you take the 1, minus 1 squared. And then we have a y, we divide this by 2, we have a minus 2 all squared, and then you minus, you take minus 2 squared again, then plus 1 equal to 0. So we find that we have x plus 1 all squared plus y minus 2 all squared. Minus 1 plus 1 is gone, and then here we'll have minus 4 equal to 0. Then we have x plus 1 all squared, y minus 2, and then we transpose here will be 4. Therefore, we know this form. Okay, this is the form. We arrange it in the form of a circle formula and the r squared. So what will happen here? We have a center. Remember our a, because here positive, here negative, so a will be negative 1. Here negative, negative, b will be 2. So the radius squared, because this is a radius squared, which is equal to 4. So our radius will be equal to 2. Thank you. Next time we're going to do some exercises. So you can find the question and you complete yourself. Thank you.